Hello, hello. We are live once more with Terra Invicta, our new D&D campaign. I'm very excited to play with y'all. Are you excited to play too?
Yes.
Yay. Good.
Yeah.
So, Jordan's not here yet, but he will be here. I imagine probably within like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes or so. But what we're gonna do is we are going to fade in on the same scene we saw before. Right, we see Audrin sneaking through the Blue Nixie. I think we get a shot on the front of this ship, and we see like the figurehead, and it is like this blue like nymph of one sort or another, this fey creature on the front of it doing some sort of pose. And we see like on the side of the ship, the little nameplate that says the Blue Nixie. And we follow Audrin as he sneaks through the ship down into the hold and attempts to unlock the cage of a giant spider. Fails. His tools snap audibly. He quickly hides behind a couple of cages of these animals as this hold is filled with caged animals being ready to be smuggled somewhere else. And he finds a mandrill, this little red and blue faced baboon thing that he knows. He knows this mandrill, and it is Boo Boo, his friend's old mandrill that apparently got loose and ended up here. And he, with a great animal handling check, loosed it and sicked it on the smuggler who was coming towards the sound to try to figure out who was in the hold. And we cut right there. We don't continue with that scene, and instead we get like a fade in again to I think to like a wide shot on the Shrine of Madok. So we see this. I don't know if there's like a whole lot of iconography on the side of this little shrine. It's slate gray, rather unobtrusive on the outside, at least. And
That's
I think
kind of surprising given what it's for.
yes, but I think the outside is like that. The inside definitely not so much. But I mean,
That looks like the movie The Labyrinth.
this is the Cudgel district, right? Like anything standing out like that is going to be, a bit much. So, and maybe this building was used for something else in the past, but right now it is the Shrine of Madok, the god of chaos. And I think we get a little, name or a title thing on the bottom of the screen, little text that says, like however many hours earlier or whatever. I'm thinking like the night after, like the night before when you went back after Lavinia's Manor. So, probably like 20 hours earlier or something like that, right? And we see Deli Arcbreath, making her way at night back to the basement of this shrine that she sleeps in. And I think Deli, you probably like make your way to like the little basement cellar door thing that's kind of on the back side of this thing, this shrine, and go to make your way down into the lower part of the shrine where you hang out. And I think almost right away, there's suddenly a bag thrown over your head, like a sack, and you're dragged away bodily by like three men.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I am always on the lookout for danger, and I cannot be surprised while I am conscious.
Right, you have the alert feat, yes.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. So this would happen to you.
You gave me that.
No, it's true. This would happen to you, but you see it coming. What do you do?
Let's see.
These robed figures have a sack, and they're going to try to...
This was the night before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm assuming this isn't going to be actual combat, so can I just use a spell I don't necessarily have prepared at the moment?
Yep.
And where can I tell that they're coming from? Are they all coming from the same direction?
They're like, they were waiting on the other side of the door, like against the walls, like to pounce on you.
I'm checking to see if there's any other fun spells I could use instead of this.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'll use. I'll use Entangle.
Okay.
So what's happening is I'm
Deli is walking in, and she kind of gets an idea that something's behind her. And all of a sudden, you just the camera kind of pans towards her stomach. You hear like a grumbling sound coming from it. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off.
This is annoying me a little bit right now.
Yeah. let's keep that for in-character voice, please.
I was trying to do it in character. I was like, oh, I'm trying to make a hard time thinking about it. So it pans down. It kind of you hear like a grumbling coming from her stomach area. Maybe if this is anime style, you see like the gurgly thing.
Yeah, the gurgling waves. Yeah.
And does Entangle actually?
I don't think it really stops their actions. Like it
doesn't. Doesn't it? Wait, for the duration, these plants to the ground to a difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
Hold person?
No, let me read this. A creature in the area when you cast must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends.
Yeah, what does the restrain condition do? Your speed drops to 0. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So yeah, I mean, you'd give them disadvantage to do this to you, so it makes sense.
My spell save DC is only 13. I'd probably just attack them, but taking one out would be nice too. Okay, I'll just use Thunderwave instead. So you hear her grumbling. She turns around, and she kind of turns around, and it almost lets out a roar of sorts, but it just boom, thunder waves against them.
Yeah. How much damage do you typically do with a?
It's 2d8 thunder damage.
Do you want to go ahead and roll that for me? We'll double check to see if you kill anyone here.
9 thunder damage.
Our first murder of the campaign.
Okay, so all 3 of these acolytes had exactly 9 hit points.
Is your name?
Well, they need to make a con save.
Hey, they snuck up on me.
Yes, so they need to make a con save.
Killing all these people.
We'll see how this goes.
Way to just kill a bunch of priests right off the bat.
Hey, they should know better than to sneak up on.
They should know better than to sneak up.
Oh, they all fail. Oh my gosh, you just killed 3 priests. That's not going to have consequences later.
So I'm not sure you're going to be joining the collectors today, Deli.
I have healing magic.
Yeah, I don't think they all die instantly. Right, like they entered the dying phase of the game and they all start taking death saves. But if you wanted to heal them, you could.
Here's the thing: I also have proficiency in medicine and an herbalism kit, so I can bring them back potentially.
So what I do is I do that and I turn because they snuck up on me. I turn around and see what they are, and it goes
and Deli goes, "Oh no."
Exactly. Their bodies all just ragdolled against the stone walls and then just get crumpled.
And then she'll go and quickly
and you recognize all these people. These 3 are people you regularly talk to at this shrine.
I'm gonna what she'll do, since she had 2 spell slots, she'll use healing word on one of them. No, they don't deserve that.
They don't deserve to be healed immediately.
So what she'll do is she'll go around with her herbalism kit and kind of just try and patch them up. And
don't you have the spare the dying cantrip?
Oh wait,
could you just do that to all of them?
I don't think I get it till level 2.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Let's check that. I felt like you got it all right away, but
that's second level. When you choose the circle at second level, you'll learn spare the dying cantrip. So I don't currently know it.
Okay, cool.
So I'll just roll medicine or
just go ahead and roll. Yep.
Or to roll herbalism kit.
Yeah, either one, honestly. Wait, no, doesn't herbalism kit have a specific thing? Here, let me look.
We had talked about this before, but I don't remember exactly what we had decided.
Okay. So apparently the herbalism kit allows you to add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to identify or apply herbs. Also, this proficiency with this kit is required to create antitoxin and potions of healing. So honestly, you're just making a medicine check.
That's still fully applicable for my character, so it works. So I'll just roll 3 medicine checks, and if I need to, I'll cast healing word on them.
Yeah.
So
first one's
2,
second. Yeah, they're all fine. So you quickly go and make sure they're all fine. Maybe like one of their arms is dislocated and you pop it back into place, and yeah.
Then she just
are
Are they still all unconscious?
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
What she does, what she probably does is she goes to whoever like her superior is, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah. So this is what we see then, Deli. You're like looking at these three, and you're like, okay, I don't know what to do with them. And you start walking down the hallway, right? And
No, I know that's not what I would do though. What
Ellie does is she sees these people who are trying to sneak up on her, and she marches her way to whoever the head honcho is.
Sure.
So
either way, however you go down the hallway, and as you get further down the hallway, you start hearing like chanting. You hear like like random words. And when you get down, and you know where this is coming from once you start hearing it, and it's like the actual like chapel in this shrine, right? Do you like just barge in?
I'd peek in.
Make a stealth check for me.
Sorry, I am writing all this down. I'm not good at stealth. I am good at stealth.
Apparently. 19 is good enough, yeah. So you peek in.
You're wasting all these good rolls on this flashback scene.
Sorry.
So you peek through the door and you see like all the rest of the acolytes and priests of this shrine. They have all like gathered together. They're wearing their most like fancy robes. They're gathered in the chapel, like they're getting ready for some sort of ritual, and it's like slowly chanting. And like the head guy, who you know is his name is Alan Dale. And
can you put that in the chat? I'm gonna write that down.
Alan Dale is like holding so the back of the shrine has a symbol on the wall that you're familiar with. It's a hand reaching up for like some sort of citrus fruit on a tree branch. That's like the symbol of this cult. And the Alan Dale, Mr. Dale, he doesn't really get called Father or Brother Dale. You call him probably like let's see, what's the actual title that he would be? I don't know if he's the highest one. What's
I would probably
his
call him
title?
Alan if he's okay.
Yeah, you would, but I'm just trying to think of what his actual name is. Yeah, so he's a full poobah. So
I love that title.
yeah. Poobah Dale, some call him. And the full poobah of this shrine is like holding a little circlet or something, like a little tiara maybe, you're not sure, some sort of crown-ish sort of thing, and he's like waiting at the back of the shrine, like up on the little dais, like for something, for like whoever was supposed to come. And like I think you're starting to put it together. It's like, oh, they like were gonna put me in that. They're gonna put a sack over my head and drag me in here for some sort of ritual. So what do you want to do?
I'm confused. I'm so confused. I'm like,
what are they doing?
I don't know if they're trying to kill me. I mean,
I mean, none of them have ever been mean to you before, so.
Three of them just tried to kidnap me. That didn't go well last time it happened.
So, Deli, you are familiar with the fact that these acolytes love pranks. Like, this is a thing they do. They've maybe never done it to you before, but you do know that at least.
Not gonna do it again.
Yeah. They certainly won't. Yeah.
If I kind of have an idea, it's for me. I just walk in slowly.
Yeah.
Like, very cautiously.
Yeah, and everybody just stops and then stares at you. And then Alan Dale just like holds up a fingers. Weren't there? Never mind.
Della would just say,
"What's going on?"
Scamp Deli, come forward.
Okay.
She'll slowly walk forward.
And they start chanting again. Unga chaka, unga chaka, unga. And like literally the level of chanting that they're doing probably is literally that, where like it doesn't actually mean anything and they're doing it just to sound cool. Yeah, so if you like walk up to the dais, Pooba Dale, like holds the circlet above your head and then says, what do they just know you as Deli?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Scamp Deli. The collectors have decided to collect you into our ranks. Do you accept the title of Lesser Pooba?
Oh.
Because I recognize that name.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. Yes.
And then everybody just says, "Yay!" And then he puts the little circlet on you. It's like little like copper circlet. Probably not worth a whole lot. And I think he leans down after he has you turn around and like everybody's like cheering and like yay. Like
probably like when he puts the circlet on my head, I wince a little bit.
Yeah. And the people are saying like greetings to the Lesser Pooba as you like turn around and face the crowd. And then Alan like leans in and says, "I'm going to need the circlet back, by the way."
I don't like it anyway.
Good. It's for ceremonial purposes only.
That's fine.
Yeah, and
You should, by the way, I know I mentioned this before, but I don't like being touched. I'm sorry for what I did for you.
I like mentioned like whatever their names are. Like
I'm sorry for Jeff, whatever, I named 3 names, but I don't like being touched. They're fine. Just don't do that again.
sure, yeah. He nods. He doesn't really know what he's talking about yet, but he nods.
they would have heard it.
Yes,
Thunderwave.
it is Thunderwave. You're right. They were all kind of being loud though with their chanting. Yeah. Who knows? But yes, Deli, you have been. So I just double checked your like ranking, and so you would have had a high enough rank to like be a Lesser Pooba anyway, based on your stuff. So you are now a Lesser Pooba in the ranks of the collectors, because you are chaotic, you have wild magic, you're trained in Arcana, and you spend 1 day a week helping with magical rituals / the organization, which means you have a ranking of 5, which gives you the title of Lesser Pooba. You're no longer a scamp. Being a Lesser Pooba means you gain advantage on Arcana checks to determine the function of magic items. So, congrats.
Sweet.
Yeah. I just thought that would be a fun little scene to start off our game with. Their weird prank ritual hazing thing. Yeah. So Deli is now a part of the collectors. So obviously we're still waiting for Jordan, but Anna / Taekwee, do you have anything that would have happened over the last couple days that we could flash back to? Any ideas for that? Like we could always have a scene with Father Valentine. You guys talking about something, or someone else in the Order of St. Cuthbert. We could do Taekwee goes and checks out the Adamant League. Up to you guys. Yeah, you can just consider this kind of like downtime stuff. Like, what kind of stuff would you want to pursue in between things?
I mean, I don't have anything specifically in mind.
And that's okay. Let me look at.
One last thing, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably go back into my room and just like as the guys are getting up, and I kick them and just like don't
do that again.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be fine with checking out the Adamant League. I just wasn't sure if that's something that me and Jordan should do together.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it would make sense for you to do it alone, not because Taekwee would do it alone, but because Audrin would do it alone, right? That just seems like the kind of character he is, at least for now. So we could just do that if you want.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I definitely have some ideas about that.
Let me get up the Adamant League stuff.
Yeah, so the Adamant League is found. The lodge is right here in the Azure District on Whale Street, right at the edge of on the outside of the on the outer skirts of the city, towards the ocean, sort of thing. How does Takui like approach? Like, what has she actually heard about? Like, why is she even here? Like, what actually tipped her off to this? Like, they're not secret or anything, but
right. Well, I mean, Takui basically works as like the equivalent of like, grunt work on the docks and piers. So
Yeah.
she hears a lot of stuff all
Sure.
the time, I'm sure. So I think she knows about like these different leagues and whatnot that ooh, cool. I like that symbol.
yeah, there's a symbol of the Adamant League.
I think she probably heard about them and was just like, I really like, because she's really interested in sailing and exploring because, she was basically confined to like one place her whole life. And so exploring and like learning new things like really interests her.
Mhm.
And just learning new ways to like see the world and like learn how to fight and just like everything just like really intrigues her. So I think she sought them out for those reasons. So I think, I don't know where they meet, like towards the edge.
Yeah, so it's like this
Okay.
lodge basically here.
Okay.
On the edge of so it's like has docks and stuff that ships will come in and out of. But yeah, it's like this. There's like a headquarters there. It's not secret, but it's not like they just. It's definitely more obscure than the
Right.
Fishmongers Guild, right? Like it's not. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely more exclusive.
Yes, it's more exclusive, certainly. Yep.
So what probably happens, right, is probably maybe one of the members like came to the docks or something like that, or was sailing one of the ships that came in, and
Mhm. I
I asked them about it and was like, hey, like I'm kind of trying to be like an adventurer, explorer myself. I'm interested, in learning about your league. I just, I want to learn more about them.
Yeah, and this person, whoever they were, I think directed you to speak to.
Give me their name. I want a name so I can name drop when I get there and be like, so and so sent me.
Okay.
Or referred me.
Harold Seeger.
Harold Seeger.
Harold Seeger.
Great.
He's an Englishman. Yeah, and he said basically like you should go see Captain Silvio. He kind of represents several different, like he represents what is it? One of the guilds. Let me find his name here. Yeah, he's the master of the Whalers Guild. But he also apparently has connections to the Adamant League. So basically, I think he says, get in touch with Captain Silvio. Like he'll either be at the Whalers Guild or Adamant League Lodge headquarters, sort of thing. So like you just have to ask around. But yeah, he's the guy. He's your contact. He's the guy you want to talk to. He's like this old grizzled whaler who like retired.
Got it. Cool. So I thank Mr. Seeger. And so I'm assuming it's probably like
because of my love of the sea. Grr.
Seeger.
Pirate.
Sure. Yep.
Maybe it's just like a joke to himself or something. I don't know.
It's nothing of the sort. That was just me being dumb.
So I'm assuming this is probably like a couple days beforehand. Like I wouldn't just like go do this the day before an important mission and whatnot. So I want to go over to probably where the Adamant League is, because that's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the guild.
Yeah. So if he's there, he's there. If he's not, well, you'll talk to whoever's there.
Well, I probably ask around, like, or I probably ask Harold. I'm like, all right, like, what days is he there? Like, is there like a night that he usually frequents?
Make a luck save.
Okay.
So it's +2. I think Seth put it in as an attack, which is the way to do it. I think.
Oh no.
Yeah. So 4. So yeah, I think he literally looks at you. He's like, Captain Silvio has no schedule. Like that will. Great. I can't tell you anything.
Okay. Well, I guess I will just go on a night, and if he's there, he's there. Great.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, and obviously because of that luck save, he's not there. But you walk up to the Adamant League. It has the little symbol, the broken ship wheel, on the door. And what do? You just knock?
Yeah, I just I'll knock.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me find it quick. Need to grab a name quick for this person. Do. Oh yeah, here we go. So, a tiefling woman, one of the abyssal tieflings that lives around these parts, opens the door. She has like dark red skin, almost, very, very dark red skin, and is wearing like, it's not like super fancy clothing, but certainly like one of the nicest dressed tieflings you've seen in the city. Tieflings aren't generally well off in these parts. And she is wearing like spectacles. She looks like our stereotype of a secretary would be, in some ways. Like for us as a modern audience, that's the first vibe we'd get from this lady. And she says, yes, who is it?
Say, hello, my name is Takui. I'm here to see Captain is it Silvio?
Silvio, yeah.
Yeah, Silvio. I'm here to see Captain Silvio about the Adamant League.
Why are you whispering, child? This is no secret. This is the Adamant League Lodge.
Yes,
we are not the verdict.
Does she say that?
Yeah, she does.
I'm just like,
I don't think. Well, so it really depends on Takui. Yeah, well, you should talk about whether or not you know about the verdict.
Yeah, I know.
You probably recognize the name at least
probably.
Enough. Yeah,
at least enough. Okay. I just push that. I'm like, okay. Well, I apologize. I'm here to see Captain Silvio about joining the Adamant League, or anybody who will talk to me about it.
Captain Silvio is not here, and I do not like the look of you. Leave.
Well, isn't the point of the league that you want more sailors and explorer type people? Like, do you see a fire genasi every day?
Yeah, I think she says, the point of the Adamant League is to have adept and expert sailors and explorers, and you look like a lowly fire genasi peasant from the basin. So I have no interest in speaking to you, neither does Captain Silvio. Have a good day. And she goes to close the door.
No. I totally put my foot in the door. I'm just like, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, you are obviously a deaf peasant girl who doesn't understand when she is being dismissed.
She's making me mad.
I can imagine.
I think she just takes a deep breath and she's just like, listen here. I ain't no lowly peasant. Yes, I may be a fire genasi, but trust me, I ain't no peasant. And she just I want to use my strength to just then slam, keep, because it's just cracked right now. I just want to throw it open and just be like, and the thing about fire genasi is we don't take no for an answer.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a athletics check.
So 2 of us are doing things very opposite to getting us in the guild tonight.
Mhm.
Oh no!
Critical fail.
Sorry, I took all the good rolls, Alyssa.
So this woman is stronger than you expected, and like you go to do this, and literally, like I think this is what you go to like this is all happening in your mind. You're like, this is what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be awesome, and you slam against the door as hard as you can, and you literally just like get stonewalled, drop to your butt, and are just like dazed.
I just imagine the girl gives her like a look and like,
Yeah, she just and then slams the door. And then I don't know if how long Takui sits there, but
I mean, her pride's definitely hurt a little bit. Just like, no, that didn't go very well.
Yeah, and I think as you're still sitting there, you hear a voice from behind you say, let's see. You having some trouble there, young lass?
And like she's still like sitting down, just like, so she like looks up. Who do I see as it?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you got a direct description of Captain Silvio, but I think we all can understand that it's Captain Silvio. So this is what he looks like.
3 beards.
Yeah, he has 3 like separate beard length things going on. I don't know what those would be called exactly. Not braids, but I don't know. And he is wearing like, sailor's outfit. And he's like kind of just leaning down slightly looking at you.
Like Takui kind of like, dusts off, and she like stands up immediately.
Yeah, right as you're like doing that, like he holds out a hand like to help you up.
She'll grab it,
Yeah.
And
he helps you to your feet.
She's like, thank you. Not every day I get helped around here.
Oh, goodness. He says, well, I try not to judge anyone by the strength of their character and the strength of their arm, so.
And then she's just like,
yeah,
and then she like turns the door. She's just like, yeah, that'd be real nice if people did that more often. And then she like looks back.
Yeah, and he's like, his mouth twitches, I think, and he's like, that came out wrong. I'm sure you're entirely competent in normal circumstances.
And she just like, she just kind of sighs, and she just goes, look, I am very competent. Sometimes I stutter over my words because I'm still getting used to being around here all the time. But I learn quick. Since being here, I've already learned 2-3 new languages, and I have a desire to learn and be better and to educate myself. And from what I hear down in the docks, your league.
Oh, my league? No, you've got it all wrong, lass. It's not my league. I am merely a small cog in a large machine. Though I don't know if machine is the right word. We're more of a organic mass, I suppose.
Well, Harold Seeger, he's the person I talked to. He said that you would be the guy to talk to.
Yes. Well, if you're looking for Captain Silvio, and that's who you're assuming I am, I imagine. I haven't even given you my name yet, but seems like you know who you're looking for. Yes, that's me. And you are?
My name is Takui, and she goes out to do the forearm handshake thing. And
I think he totally knows what you're talking about, like what you're doing, and he does it back. He says, I haven't met a whole lot of fire genasi in my time on the seas, but I get around. Or I got around before I retired.
And she just says, well, I hope my race has given you nothing but I hope you don't look down on us like some people do. And then she just looks at the door again and back at him.
Now don't get Zuri wrong. She's not a racist. She's just little protective of me these days. You know.
I don't think you need protecting, sir. I didn't think you did.
I don't think I do either, but a wife's going to worry.
Ah.
And so that's like actually like probably a little bit shocking. That I mean, it's kind of unheard of for humans to marry tieflings in these parts specifically, and in this time period. That's just a little weird. So yeah, definitely strange. But
I don't think she bats an eye at it. I think she's like,
yeah, you probably would understand more than most people, but yeah. So he nods and he says, "Well, we'll get you inside and I'll ask you a few questions. We'll see about the Adamant League is right for you."
I would be honored, sir.
Right this way,
or Captain.
Sir, Captain, all the same to me. Yeah, so he opens the door, has you like we cut to like you sitting in his office, and there's like a bunch of like things hanging on the walls, like a kraken's a bit of a kraken's tentacle, like various like cool curios and mementos from various sea voyages and
something
things.
Important, Caleb, though.
What?
It's when she enters and the two glare at each other.
Right, of course. Yeah. That of course happens. Yes. But yeah, so he like props his legs up on the desk, and grabs like some journal or something, some book that he's flipping through, and he says, I always forget the questions I'm supposed to ask. So I wrote it down here somewhere. All right, here we go. And I think he like grabs on his desk like a little pair of spectacles himself and like puts it on his nose, and he says,
Takeway sits up like nice and straight.
Yeah.
Like, she's trying to do like the polite like European thing.
Yeah.
That she's like learned.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And he glances at you from the corner of his eye and he says, no need. We're relaxed here. Don't worry about it.
She immediately puts her feet up like she did like with our patron.
Yeah, like saying cross-legged almost on the chair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he says, let's see, have you had any experience as on a ship? Maybe in an expedition?
How do you think I got here?
I don't mean, do you go on a ship? Obviously you did. Though, I mean, there are a few fire genasi in the Sunrise District, so who knows? Have you ever worked on a ship, Takeway?
Well, in order to get here, I had to,
work for your passage?
Work for my passage to get here. It's the only way they'd let me on because I didn't have a whole lot of money.
That's fair. It's fair. None of us usually do until we make it big, but half of us never do. So maybe less than half. Let's see. All right. So how many continents have you been to?
She like starts like counting. She's like, I actually did. We talked about this a little bit.
At least two.
At least two, but I feel like she probably, they would have stopped off at a couple continents like on their way here. I feel like, I don't think that it would have just been a direct passage. I feel like she's been to probably five. Like not for a long time. Like just like, if we're just counting, like I made a stop there for like a night.
Well, so, given that the fact that like South America and the west coast of Africa are literally directly parallel to each other, I was literally under the assumption that the ship would just go across the ocean and get here. That seems like the most obvious answer to me. It could have gone to either North America and or Europe, but it wouldn't have gone to Asia.
No, I wasn't assuming Asia. Oh, okay. So right, I guess we're just talking about continents. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I thought for some reason my mind went to countries.
Yeah, because five continents would have to be Asia.
It would be all of them,
or Australia. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think three then. So basin. Because here's the thing, right? Takeway was trying to get them off her tail from the basin. Yep. So she would have gone to Europe first and then taken passage here.
Sure.
So at three.
Okay. Yeah. So he nods. Let's see. Do you have the ability to write or read in three obscure, dead, or otherwise esoteric languages?
I speak New World Giant, Gnomish, Abyssal, Celestial, and Primordial.
Sure, I guess that counts. Do you have extensive training in history or any other geography, knowledge of the plane, something like that?
I do have extensive knowledge of history. Yes, I like to read a lot.
Okay, good. Let's see. Are you the captain or the owner of a sailing ship by chance?
No, I just work at the docks.
All right.
But
Well-
one of my buddies, he doesn't own a ship per se, but he has, because Jordan has the sailor background, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so he has piloted several ships. Like I have a acquaintance of mine or a friend, group mate, team member. He has I think owned a ship in his life, or at least piloted several.
All
I've asked him to teach me.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't give you any kudos with organization by knowing someone who owns a ship. But
Understandable.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm certainly willing to take you on as an apprentice, or not me, but someone here will be more than willing to take you on as an apprentice. It doesn't seem like you have quite the reputation to become a full adept at this point, but we can certainly work there.
I would be honored, sir.
Yeah, and actually, in game terms, like looking at this, it looks so you have a sailor/explorer type background.
Right.
You have the ability to write, read in 3 obscure dead languages, something like that. And then you train in history. So that's a 3. I don't think you have any of the other ones. So your starting score would be a 3, which means you'd be apprentice. But if you commit to one of the work things right now, we could probably make it happen, because pay 10% of income in guild dues per month is a +2.
Right.
Donating a magic item to the league, but obviously you don't have that, but that's a +2. The other one would be continual reports on most activities to the affiliation, doubled if a player actually writes and publishes a journal. So that's actually like a out of game thing. If you as Alyssa write a journal in Taequi's voice, I will give you an extra affiliation point.
Okay, that's cool.
But
oh man, I should have done that in my Terra Nullius book.
Yeah.
But I already started something else in here.
Mhm.
I guess I could just rip it out and then copy it over. It's only 1 page so far. I'm gonna do
Sure.
that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to say that, if that's a thing that Taequi would do, that when he explains this to you, like, we usually expect that any like new discoveries you find, like anything that would be like, we're interested in all sorts of types of new lore, where like we're basically like a giant consortium, but like very loosely organized, but like we all look out for each other. We want to make sure that everybody knows what everybody else knows, so that we're not surprised by some expedition or something like that. Like we want to share all of our knowledge. So like if you give us continued reports on most of your activities, like any new exploration you've done, any new bits of lore you pick up, even if you don't know whether or not we know it already, you'll get a +1, and then +2 if you do it yourself.
I mean, could I give him a piece? Like, if he asked me like more questions in this interview about the basin, could I give him some more?
Certainly, yeah. Because
I mean, I'm sure they don't have a fire genasi in this league.
They might. Make a luck save for me.
Okay. I mean, what's the outcome of if I roll?
It will depend on what information you have to tell him to get that +1.
Okay. Oof. Okay.
Well, 21. Yeah.
Almost here.
So there is not a fire genasi for whatever reason. There hasn't been, which means that basically anything you tell this dude will be new. And you have a lot of insider information on base and stuff. So
I sure do.
How much stuff do you tell him?
What does he ask?
I mean, he'll keep prying you for questions as long as you let him. But you'll be in control of how much you tell him. So
I'd probably tell him, some basic things, first.
I imagine that by the end of the conversation, you've told him some, more obscure stuff, but nothing like that would actually give away like secret things from your character backstory, right?
Right.
Like, not a whole lot about the village you're from, but more
Mhm.
about Genasi culture as a general thing. And then like the way, like how the kingdom is right now, some particular locations there that are.
I mean, I'd
interesting.
probably give him the lore of like, how Fire Genasi for generations were slaves under these things called Yuan-Ti.
Yep. Mhm.
There's still a few Yuan-Ti that exist. These days you probably have maybe had an unfortunate encounter with one because Yuan-Ti are evil now, right? Like all of them are evil.
I mean, at the very
Isn't
least,
that what we decided?
all the ones that remained Yuan-Ti were evil, but it's been 150 years, so their descendants may not be. But yes,
but they're impartial. Most of them are probably evil.
Yes, it's pretty likely that if the only pool of parents possible are all evil, that your children will probably also be bad people. So yes,
right. What I'd probably tell him, right, is that, back then, there were a lot of Yuan-Ti. Now the population has dwindled.
Mhm.
A couple of Fire Genasi have even taken on the role of like adopting a few of them to like raise them up. Like maybe I'll tell him about like a small obscure village that like, is like somewhere
tries
in
to
the
reform
basin.
the Yuan-Ti.
Tries to like redeem them and whatnot and bring them up to be like decent people.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so you can get ahead. You'll get that adventure +1 there from adding significant new lore to the league. And then if you give, the first time you give a report to Silvio about like what you've been doing in the adventure and stuff, anything new you've learned in game, then you can start getting that +1. Then you'll get that +1 from the continuing reports, and as long as you keep doing that, you'll retain that +1, and it will be a +2 if you do it in an actual journal that you write out. So, yeah.
Cool.
So that means your final score after this interview is a 4, which means you are an adept.
Woo!
Yeah. So,
being the only Fire Genasi just puts me one step above the average person.
Yep. And I literally think like he reveals to you no Tlachanoli has joined us, and like. I think he leans in real close to you and he says, after he reveals that, and he says, "Now, Takui, how much do you know about the verdict?"
How much do I know about the verdict? I don't know. I feel like that's like we need to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, you know that what it is,
mm-hmm.
and
I know the significance of the lore it had for my people.
Yeah, of the lore that I have for your people, and if you just say basically that much, then he'll continue with his thought and go along that same vein.
So yeah, I say that I'm like, well, they played a significant role in the freeing of my people 150 years ago. I know that they also tried to kill a significant person of the Fire Genasi who we all very much admire and look up to.
Yeah, and he nods and he says, "I honestly think that they associate us with the verdict, very wrongly, but we are a similar sort of organization, explorers, adventurers, that type. Though they are, we don't like them. We actually hate them, in fact. Well,
that's good, because we don't really like them much either.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I think that's why the Tlachanoli haven't joined us yet. So I appreciate your openness, very much so."
And she kind of nods and she says, "Well, I appreciate yours as well."
Seems like we've all gained something from this conversation.
I think so.
Takui, I did mention that you'd likely only be able to be an apprentice, but I think with the lore you've added to the league, I think it's under my authority at least to offer you the position of adept, post haste.
And she like kind of does like I think this is like a Fire Genasi like symbol of like gratefulness where. Like it's not quite prayer hands, but it's just like
putting your hands together, like yay,
yay.
Yeah. And he returns the gesture and says, "I think I have an extra around here somewhere. Give me a second." And he like rifles through his drawers and bookshelves and things and finds like little ring. And he's like, perfect, awesome, good. Here you go, Takui. And he like hands you this little ring, and it has like the little symbol of the broken ship wheel on it. And he says, as long as you're wearing that, any member of the Adamant League will give you assistance when necessary. Also, if you show that to any Adamant Lodge, you'll be granted free quarters. It's Spartan, but its accommodations all the same. Also, you have access to any of our libraries at the lodge as well.
Libraries.
Yeah, and she says,
Libraries.
right, like you have it, which means in game terms, you have advantage on history checks at a lodge, at an Adamant Lodge. So.
Oh, just there at the lodge.
Yes, because you can't take them with you necessarily, but any lodge will have like an extensive library.
Unless I roll a really good luck save, and I just happen to have the book that I checked out with me.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so he says that and then says, usually there's more of a ritual, but you don't look like one for ceremony, and I'm certainly not one for. So let's call this you're inducted.
She does the thing again. She's just like, thank you.
Well, great. I have to take my wife out to lunch now, so I will see you later.
See you later, sir. Captain.
Feel free to look around the lodge and look at the library if you'd like to. If you are planning on staying in the city long and you don't have anywhere else to stay, you're free to take one of the empty rooms down the hallway there. Fill it with whatever you want.
Okay, so wait, she has free passage just here at the lodge, or is it at any
Adamant Lodge anywhere else will also give you accommodations. There's only one in this city, and it's this one.
Okay, but others in like other continents,
in other cities and other places. Yeah,
got it. Understood.
It sounds like they're more or less worldwide. It's very loosely.
I mean, that would be nice because then I wouldn't have to pay. I'm paying really cheap rent right now. I mean, we're not worrying about that. I know in game, but
Yeah, I mean, I think we would worry about it like an actual game, but that happened before the game even started, so I'm not worried about it. But
right now, I'm just like, woo! I can like not have to pay rent anymore. She's like,
but you also have like Lavinia offered to keep you at her estate, which is
that's true. Which is actually
much nicer, as well.
You have both.
It's like literal, but yeah, you could take both the rooms if you wanted to. Like it doesn't matter.
Maybe I will.
Yeah,
maybe me and Jordan will just share a room up here. There's like twin bunks, and I'll just
I think the rooms are small enough that it would probably be very uncomfortable to do that, but yeah. I think there's usually only like one cot in each room, and it's pretty small. So
okay, fair. Well, then I will probably take Lady Lavia's thing, and I'll check out a book at a time here.
Yeah.
But she also has a pretty extensive library too. But these are more like explore books,
more towards what we want to read anyway. So
yes.
Indeed. Well, cool. Since we're still waiting for Jordan, Emily, do you have anything in mind that you wanted to do? It's totally fine if you don't. Yeah, no. There's literally an entire city that you could just like. This is the thing, right? Anna hasn't really been out much, so you could literally say like, I just go out and do something because it's new for me. Or we could have a conversation. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, Caleb, there was one thing I wanted to mention because it's something we actually forgot to do in my flashback.
Yep.
And I realized it during Alyssa's. You didn't have me roll on the wild magic table. But I'm fine with playing a little fast and loose with flashback scenes that have magic.
Yes.
Because obviously I can't die in a flashback.
Yes.
So
and it is completely up to me anyway to when that wild die gets rolled. So it's fine if we just forget. I'm not worried about that at all. So if I forget, then it's fine. We just move on. So.
I was just mentioning that in general for flashbacks.
Good to remind me of that. I forgot that was even a thing, honestly. So yeah,
it's fine.
So yeah, what does Anna want to do?
I'm looking around the names of all the places in the Cudgel district because I don't know if I'd wander very far.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, the thing is, would you run into Delhi? She lives in the same area.
That's true. I mean, would you go to the Shrine of Madok?
I mean, like, that's probably not the first place that I would go.
That's why I asked if you'd run into her
Yeah.
randomly.
I'd probably just like start wandering around. Let's see what's around here. All the late 50s. What's
You have Emerald Journeys. It's a bunch of jungle guides.
I'd probably just start like walking around the monastery and just like wandering in all the shops and just kind of like, I'm exploring the outside. What is in here?
Well, obviously what I'll obviously do is I'll roll for random encounter.
Yeah.
20.
Perfect. That's got to mean something. It's good when that's on a D20. So,
Well, the D100 I'd be rolling in this instance would be like something has happened and what is it? And it could any number on the table would be something. Because I could roll for the chance of a random encounter happening, but that sounds boring. Let's just have one happen because you're wandering around.
Yep. And we're waiting anyway.
Exactly. Cool. All right. Well, you come across
Chuck Norris with a BB gun. 4
acolytes of some religion. Let's figure out what that is.
What's that I have?
I don't think it's going to be the Madok people.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
What is this to you?
Okay, so these people, they are wearing. They don't really look like acolytes. It almost looks like it's a group of like rangers, right? Like they are like wearing hide armor, and a couple of them have like small animal companions, and they are like walking down the street, and I think like they're like you're in like some marketplace wherever that would be in I don't know if there's like an actual market in Cudgel District, but some area that has shops and things probably, and I think they are probably headed to the little like place that says Emerald Journeys, number 57, which is like so it's right on the edge here. So I mean the monastery is like right here, right? It's the little purple building. So it's not a far cry to say you ended up over here on the edge. And we see these 4 like wilderness survival types like walk into the or like walk towards the Emerald Journey thing. And I think one of them is they're humans, and then one of them is like a half orc. And he like looks at you and just like notices you, and then like sniffs once and then says, "You, girl." Like almost as if he's calling you to him.
Me?
Yes, you. Come here quick.
I kind of like put my hand on my staff and start walking forward, but prepared.
Yeah. Are these bad people? Are these people who break the law?
I don't know. How exciting.
And I think he says, after me and my companions talk to the guide in here, we're meeting someone at the Painted Hare, the tavern around this district. Do you know where that is? We're new in town.
Oh, I mean, I am from here.
That's what I figured. Do you know where the Painted Hare is?
I'm sure I could help you find it.
So you're saying you don't know where it is?
No, I don't get out much.
But
I would love to help you if I could.
Well, all right. If you have nothing better to do, you can just wait here. We'll only be a couple minutes, and you can take us to the Painted Hare.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look if there's anyone else on the street.
I'll make a luck save.
10?
There is one person on the street, and they look shady. They have a like cloak on, even though it's like, this is the tropical environment. Nobody, like, if anyone's doing that, it's because they don't want to be seen, not because they're cold. And this person is like just like about to slip into an alley, and it's just like walking along and like looking around furtively.
Oh yeah, I definitely like go up and go, oh, hey,
Jordan, we can't hear
excuse
you.
me.
I've come to play your overlays.
It's fine. I fixed it already. Yeah. So you go up and say, excuse me. Like that what you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I do have to actually fix something real quick. For some reason, like it would be fine, but apparently it changed what overlay was supposed to be on. That's I don't know what happened there. Anyway, so and this person like turns to you, and you see that they are probably an Azamar. And they look over, and it's some handsome man. And he like it's just like again in his cloak, and he says, he seems like very like disappointed that like someone noticed him. He says, yes.
Hi. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to help some friends. Do you know where the painted hair is? Could you point me in that direction?
Yeah, and he's like looking behind him like, I don't have a whole lot of time.
I mean, it's just pointing. Do you know where it is?
I think it's somewhere down that street.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and then a couple of like guards come around the corner, and one of them shouts, "There he is!" And he just like says, "Goodbye," and then he slips into the alley. They like run after him.
Did he point the correct direction?
Make a charisma save. I like this will be determined like whether or not he like. Oh my gosh.
Critical success.
Critical success. So not only did this guy point you in the right direction, he's definitely he's like remembered you, and you'll probably run across this guy again at some point.
Oh.
Yeah, so
cool.
the acolytes
Wow. Both times you had us roll charisma saves to see if somebody likes us or not. We are doing like
they like us.
Everybody is going to love
like
us this session, like this campaign. Last campaign, everybody hated us. Now everybody loves us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did nearly kill 3 people earlier.
They thought it was funny, honestly.
They weren't significant. It's fine.
They don't even have names.
So what's funny is like I think those acolytes like aren't important whatsoever, right? And like that wasn't the scene. The scene wasn't about them at all. It was this mysterious Azamar that like slips into the crowd. Apparently there's something going on with him. I think the one thing you do learn from the acolytes though is that they are priests of the god Bodin. This is the name of him, and he's the god of animals.
Oh, I thought he was going to.
How do you spell Bodin?
Bodin.
Terrible joke. I'm gonna send it to Jordan.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'll lead them to the painted hair.
There you go. Cool. So Jordan's here. We have reconvened. So I guess the question would be, do we want to start the combat right now, or do we want to take a quick break, maybe?
Quick break.
I would like a quick break.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's make it short, but we'll take a quick break and then jump back into to the combat and get back into real time. We'll be back with more Terra Invicta right after this. Stick around.